Hello everyone, my name is Giovanna. I am Italian, I was born in Italy, but I live in the United States. And today I'm going to make chestnut noodles with ricotta, a delicious dish.
This is Giovanna's second appearance on Pasta Grannies. Her home looks across at New York.
The first step is to use boiling water. So we're going to measure a cup of boiling water. I'm not a purist to the degree that if Escoffier didn't use a food processor, I shouldn't either. That's nonsense. If he had one, he would have used it. Actually, I don't have to say Escoffier. I could say my great-grandfather, who was a chef. He was a monzu, which was a class of chefs in Sicily that worked for the church or the aristocracy. Anyway, this is chestnut flour, and I'm going to measure 3 cups. 1. And the problem with chestnut flour is the fact that it has no gluten. And because of that, generally when people make this dish, these chestnut noodles, they make them with half chestnut flour, sometimes more than half, and normal wheat flour. But we're going to do it the traditional way, the way it's done in Emilia-Romagna. So, we're going to pour boiling water. We're going to turn it on.
Giovanna has written a cookery book on Emilia-Romagna, and this recipe is from a friend who lives in the mountains near Parma. Chestnut flour is smoky and sweet in flavour.
You can actually smell it. You can smell the chestnut.
You can buy chestnut flour online and from Italian delis. It freezes well.
The dough is really formed.
Boiling water jellifies the flour's starch, helping it to stick together. It still needs careful rolling though.
We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. The dough is holding together. So I'm using a little bit of flour. This is to be sure that it doesn't stick to the table.
A dough scraper is a useful piece of kit for handling fragile tagliatelle.
Now, you'll see that I will cut these without rolling it because I feel that the dough is so delicate that I hesitate to roll it and cut it. You can see how the surface of the dough kind of cracks, but the pressure of the rolling pin keeps it together.
Once the dough is about 2 millimeters thick, Giovanna uses a pastry cutter to slice wide ribbons. If they're thin, they'll break.
The dough is crumbly. Less so because we've used the boiling water than if we had not. But there is still that element to be concerned about. So this is now going to dry for a few minutes while we make the sauce. Ricotta is one of the most versatile of all foods. You can eat it as is, you can cook with it, you can make lasagna with it, you can top your pancakes with it. And you can make a sauce. So we're going to make a sauce with just a touch of milk. This is a ricotta that comes from an Italian deli, not from a supermarket. It's not different from the ricotta from the supermarket, but it's drier. It's a different consistency. It's creamier and drier. So this is what one uses. The water has come to a boil. So we're going to add our noodles. I handle them quite gingerly, for obvious reasons. This is a true test to see if they will come out whole. This is not a dish of refinement. This is a dish of memory, of nostalgia, of taste. Because, as I said, you know, all Italian children grow up with chestnuts, or did, I don't know, today, but we certainly grew up with the taste, the flavor, and the convenience. You put them in your pocket, and you can suck on the dry ones if that's what you got. This is a much, much better choice. So I have two sizes, and you can choose whatever you think would work best for whatever you're doing. That way you still have that pasta water in case you need to use it in some way.
They need to be gently cooked in salted, simmering water.
There we go. You see, this is so much more practical. And I'm not going to move them around too much. I'm going to use a different ladle to serve it. And the last thing we're going to do is to give it that shower of Parmigiano. We call it the king of cheeses.
The Parmesan cheese balances the smoky, sweet flavors.
Lunch is ready, and buon appetito. I wish you could be with us.
Buon appetito.
It's pretty nutty. Not like your normal pasta.
No.
It's very different.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Click on the subscribe button for regular helpings of Pasta Grannies.